one of those days. Very great big chunks of tree coming down the river. So I've got this little barbel. It's got an awful lot of damage on it. Actually, already put some stuff on this side, but its entire flanks are both really badly damaged. So I'm just going to finish putting this propolis stuff on it and put it back, let it recuperate in the net. Hello there, back on the Thames. Bright sunny day. Really didn't think I was gonna get much action today, to be honest, and it's been a long time coming, but I've managed to get my first fish of the day. It's a nice 4-pounder. Lovely day, bright sunshine. Like I said, I didn't think I was gonna get much there with this weather, but lovely fish to start the day. Let's put it back, shall we? Lovely job. Oh, down on the Thames, different stretch. Just had a little fatty. Quite a scrapper. See, he's got quite a belly on him. Just gonna weigh him just to see how big he is, but I think he's probably only 4 pounds, something like that. So on a new stretch of the Thames today. It's actually my birthday, so I've got the day off, and I thought I'd just come down and try a new stretch. Ooh. Been fishing, I don't know, maybe hour and a half, and I've had the first fish of the day, which is excellent. Not weighed it, but it's probably, I don't know, 3 pound. But I'm not going to weigh it, I don't think, but I'll put it straight back. But great way to start the day. I've got plenty of river. It's a nice stretch. I've kind of walked from the car park to the furthest point that I'm going to fish, and I'm going to work my way gradually back to the car again. I've put in a bit of bread flake on in a few spots as I've been walking up, and yeah, the river's a bit up. It's a bit coloured, so visibility's not great. I'm using the bread flake again like I normally do, and thankfully I've got one not too long after starting, and that's given me a bit of confidence. Hopefully we'll be able to find some of these bigger ones. Lovely job though. Birthday chub. Haha. It's now on swim 4 for the day. That fish was on swim 3, and I gave it another 20 minutes in there just to see if there were any more fish in the area, but nothing else. So I've just moved downstream a little bit, and you can see that I'm fishing just on the near side bank, just downstream of me under these trees, just casting the feeder in and sort of holding it line tight so it just swings under, and then letting it drop. I tend to think that the chub like a little bit of cover, especially when it's bright day like today. And I'll probably give it 3 or 4 casts, sort of 30 minutes, and then move downstream to the next swim. But I picked a good day for it, other than the fact it's really bright. It'd be quite good if the sun would go behind the clouds really for the fishing, but it's a nice day to be sat by the river. Well, just moved downstream a little bit and been fishing for about 15 minutes on this spot. And you can probably hear it flapping around, but I've got another one. It's a bit bigger than the last one. I've not weighed it yet. That's a nice fish, isn't it? Quite a chunky specimen. It'll be a 4 pounder, high 4 pounder, I reckon. But we'll weigh it and get it back in the water. Another birthday chub though, lovely job, eh? Let's see how big it is though. So, as expected, that fish was a high 4, it's 412. Nice chunky fish. And I thought I'd just talk you through the rig that I'm using. It's one that you've probably seen on other videos that I've done, but it's worth repeating because it's the rig I use almost exclusively through the winter when I'm fishing with the bread. And this is my favourite size feeder as well, a Drennan grip mesh 20 gram feeder. It's attached to the main line, 8 pound main line, using a Drennan swivel bead and a snap link. And as you can see, I've got a float stop, one float stop above and then two below. That just helps the feeder from slipping down the line, but it also creates a little bit of a boom that helps with reducing tangles. Very rarely get tangled with this rig. It's so sort of simple and straightforward. And then the beauty of using these float stops is you can adjust the length of the hook link really easy just by sliding the feeder up and down the line. You can also alter the distance between the float stops to adjust the bolt rig effect if need be as well. So sometimes I might fish with that rear float stop up tight against these other ones, locking it in place. Other times when I think a bit more sensitivity is required, I'll have a bit of a gap because I think the chub will sometimes, they're quite tricksy, and I think sometimes they will eject the bait if they feel any resistance, and removing that bolt rig effect can help sometimes. And then straight down to big piece of bread flake on I tend to use a size 6 mixer hook, called a mixer hook. For me, it's the best wide gape style hook that I would use for the bread flake. And as you can see, it's a pretty big piece. I'm using big pieces of bread in particular because the colour of the water is a bit cloudy, and so the bigger the bait, not necessarily the bigger the fish. I mean, chub have got huge mouths, even the smaller ones have got big mouths, but the bigger the bait, the more visible it's going to be in that sort of cloudy water. So anyway, let's get this bait back out. I'm going to give it another 15 minutes in this swim that I've just had that fish from, and then I'll move. Well, I was just about to reel in and walk back to the car, and I had slightest of knocks that grabbed my attention, and then I don't know, 30 seconds later the rod went right round, and I've just had quite a spicy scrap with this chub. So let's get it out of the water and have a look. But it looks like it might be the best of the day at least. Excellent, mate. Well, like I say, as we'll talk about the last knockings, I was leaning over the rod ready to bring it in when I had this bad boy. Cracking chub. It's, I haven't weighed it yet, but I will be weighing this one. It's a decent looking fish, certainly a 5. But what a great way to end the session. Happy birthday, eh? Let's put it on the scales and get it back in the water. $5.7. Excellent day. Like I say, what a great way to finish the day off. Let's put it back and go back to the car. Well, I've got a second fish, and it put up quite a scrap. Nice chunky one. I haven't weighed it yet. In fact, I haven't even got the hook out of its mouth, but just bear with me a second. Nice and easy on the bread flake again. Get that out of the way. Let's have a look at it. Like I say, it's a nice fat one. Chunky chub. So I'm gonna weigh that and get it back in the water. But last day of the season chub fishing for me. I've had one earlier, little one, moved around a little bit, and we got the fish I was after really. I mean, what is it? It's probably, might be 5. So let's put it on the scales and have a quick look, shall we? Lovely. Well, there we go. Apologies for my head that looks like it's floating in the darkness, but it's just the way the lights are arranged on the bank stick. But as you can see, got another nice fish. It's probably a high 4, low 5. It's the third fish of the session. Glad I came out there today. Last day of the season and all that. So that fish was, like I say, caught on the luncheon meat that I've glugged and frozen in cheese and garlic oil, so it stinks. And that was 4.14. So I'm going to fish one more swim, I think, just because I had a bit of a quiet spell, but that switch to the meat seems to have worked, so I might just give it one more go. I'm not going to fish the same swim again because it's been quite badly disturbed. It's put up quite a scrap and there's a few snags in that swim, so there's quite a lot of commotion, to be honest. But so I'll move about, I don't know, 20-30 yards downstream, give another spot a go, and yeah, hopefully we can end it one last one. I mean, the river's in such good condition at the moment, and it hasn't been for most of the season, so it's a bit annoying that it's the last day of the season, but there you go. But let's give it one last chance, see if we can get that 6-pounder that I'm after. If you don't hear from me again, it means that I've gone home. But yeah, happy days. Nice way to finish the season, really. So on to the tench fishing now, I think. Just give it a couple more weeks, let it warm up a little bit more, and get those tench rods out. Brilliant. So watch this space anyway.